everybody, and welcome to my podcast. My name's Jeanette Clegg. I live in the northwest of England with my husband Timothy and our little dog Zach. You can find me on most social media platforms. I am known on Instagram and Facebook as Crafty Cleggs, and I have a little Etsy shop which is Crafty Cleggs Creations. I will leave all the links in the description box below. And welcome. It's been about 2 weeks since I last spoke to you. I haven't really had a very busy time, to be fair. The first week after being back from Katie's, I worked full time because Angela... Oh, no, I didn't. No, that's all wrong. So the first week of coming back, I thought I was working full time, but I wasn't. The first week of coming back from Katie's, I went and met a fellow podcaster, Lindsay from Stitch Create Love, at Black Sheep Yarns. We met up. We've never met before, so we met up for the first time, and we got on really well. We really hit it off. We had a lovely day together. We had a really good mooch around the shop, and we had some lunch and exchanged gifts, and we was showing each other some projects that we was doing in the middle of making. It was really nice, and we've actually made another date to meet up again, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's if everything's okay with what's going on in the world, which is a little bit frightening, isn't it? So yeah, that was nice. So then the following week I worked full time, so nothing got done that week. I think the older you get and the more hours you work, it just wipes you out, doesn't it? So yeah, I got very little done other than maybe a little bit of sewing. Yeah, and a tiny little bit of knitting. There wasn't a lot of crafting went on that week. I walked the dog, you know, the normal things, did a little bit of walking with the dog, but the weather has been so horrendous. I just cannot wait for the summer months to come. I am a big lover of the winter. I do like the winter. I like to cozy up. I like all the holidays over the winter period. I like Halloween and bonfire night, and I love Christmas. But I have to say, I am done with this. This needs to go, and we need something to make us feel a little bit more chirpier, because at the moment I am so deflated. It's just horrible. Anyway, so yeah, I met up with Lindsay. And then the week after that, it was my best friend's birthday, Susan. So she came one day and spent the day here with me. We did some crafting, and Tim made us a birthday cake. So we went out for lunch, and then we came back and we ate birthday cake and did some more crafting, which was really nice. And then at weekend, I was supposed to look after the girls. I've got 2 grandchildren. One's almost 11 and one's 9, Gracie and Lola. But unfortunately, we cancelled the weekend just because I have asthma. And the girls were supposed to come on Saturday night. And with the coronavirus, we're speaking to my daughter, and she was sort of a little bit concerned. Just because the girls was going to come Saturday night, and then on Sunday lunch, Catherine and Robert, their mum and dad, was going to come and pick them up, and they was going to have Sunday lunch with us. But the problem is, Robert works in and out of the hospitals all around the country. He is a representative for Starsted. He sells medical supplies. And Catherine is a university lecturer. So they're amongst so many people. And then, of course, the children are in and out of school, and I was just a little bit concerned, so we decided that the best thing to do was cancel it, and we'd just be sensible and maybe do it again in a few weeks' time when hopefully everything's calmed down. So yeah, so at the weekend, we didn't really do much this weekend just gone. I decided on Saturday, I do suffer a little bit with anxiety. I think a lot of people do. It's the modern world, and it's how we are. And my anxiety levels have probably shot through the roof since I was diagnosed with cancer, because I keep having horrendous dreams. And anyway, I won't get into that because nobody wants to listen to a moaning Minnie. But yeah, my anxiety is a little bit off the scale. And when I get like that, I find that the best thing for me to do is keep busy. Well, over the past few weeks, my craft room has become, again, and it's like this every now and then, it's become a dumping ground. So I decided on Saturday that I was just going to completely clean out the whole of the craft room. I got about 3/4 of it done. I cleaned all the windows and the blinds, and I cleared out of all a load of old, probably the things that I could have used, but they've been there a long time, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of them. So I cleared out a lot of my old materials that I didn't need and I didn't use, so that made me feel a lot better. And then on Sunday I just did some sewing and we had a little walk, me and the dog, and really that's been the weekend. We haven't really been up to very much. So my tea today that I'm drinking out of my Cath Kidston Strawberry Collection cup. It is the honey, I forget how it comes, what order it comes in. Lemon, ginger and manuka honey. Oh, this is just the nicest tea ever. If anybody's bought anything off me out of my Etsy shop, you will have all received one of these in your little parcel and for you to try. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I think I'm going to have to stop for 1 second. Sorry about that, everybody. I just had a real big sneezing fit. Yeah, this coronavirus is getting to be a little bit of a worry, if you like. My husband Tim, he works in and out of different hospitals as well, and the local hospital is just been home actually, and the local hospital not far from where we live, which he's working at today, he's been told that there's certain places in the hospital that he can't go in because they have got a number of patients that's being treated with the coronavirus. So obviously that's a worry. But yeah, we're just trying to keep a level head, not go silly, and just basically take the advice that we've been given really. You know, wash your hands, don't get in contact with people, don't touch people, and yeah, that's basically what we're trying to do. So, on to some more cheerful things. Finished objects. Well, unfortunately, I haven't got a single one. I've not finished anything at all. My craftiness took a bit of a dive these past couple of weeks. I've not fell out of love with anything. It's just that I've been, that busy doing other things. I just don't seem to have been able to sit down and concentrate on finishing any one thing. So unfortunately, I haven't got anything to show you that's finished. Bear with me. But I have got a lot of work in progresses. So there's a few of these things you've already seen, but I am going to show you because I have made some progress on them. I've got a couple of new things that I started that by accident. I didn't mean to start these, but I just by accident did do. So anyway, I'll show them to you. So the first thing I'm going to show you, you've seen these, but I'm going to show you again, is my socks. They're in my mushroom bag. Again, I love this bag. There's a couple of these in my shop. Well, there's this one, and then there's a patchwork one that's left. So if you're interested, there's one of these in my shop. And this is how far I've got on my mushroom socks. I'm using the WYS. Is it W? Yeah, West Yorkshire Spinners. Their signature. And I'm knitting these on the Adder. These are really nice. I really like these. Quite sharp points, so they're quite good. And they are 20 centimetres and it's 2.5. And I've got to now where I've turned the heel. Sorry, let me get them out. I don't know which way to show you. This way I think I'll show you. So I've turned the heel now and I'm just on, I call this the home straight. And then I've just got to finish off doing this. But yeah, I don't really know what is this. I don't know what this heel's called. I should look at these things, shouldn't I? But I don't know what the heel's called anyway. So yeah, I'm up to that bit now. So I've turned the heel and I've just got to do, I think I'm not sure on the pattern. I think she says 6 centimetres. So I've got to knit the foot now for another 6 centimetres. Then I've got a little bit more of colour work to do, which actually I might not do the colour work. I quite fancy, because I've got quite a lot of the other yarn left over. This is one that I dyed myself. This is it's really nice, that. Tim and I has called that Ruby Red Lips. So I've got quite a lot of that left over. So what I might do is I might do my toes. I might do my toes in that, rather than do the bit of colour work. This is the little bit of colour work here. Don't know if you can see it. This here, that's the bit of colour work that goes just before the start of the toe. And I have to say, I don't mind colour work, and I think it's very easy to do colour work in the round, but it's just not so good when it's on such tiny needles. They've not been the most enjoyable thing to make for me, these. I struggle with socks anyway. I don't know why, because they're not hard. This is the most frustrating thing. I think what I should do with socks is just get a nice self-striping yarn and just do vanilla socks. Just do a plain vanilla sock, because I just think I would enjoy it better. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this into the toe and do bright red toes. I mean, I do love them, and when they're finished, I know I'll be really pleased I've done them. I'm just a little bit worried that I might get second sock syndrome, because this colour work was not easy to do. But I'm going to push myself into doing it, and I want to start making some socks for Christmas and putting them away in a Christmas box ready for Christmas gifts. So I'm going to have to get cracking. So that's how far I've got on my mushroom socks. Not very far, unfortunately, but at least I'm getting there. So that's that. Yeah, I don't know why I find it so difficult. I do so want to be like, I watch like you all, I watch so many podcasts, and some of these people just seem to whiz pairs of socks off in 3 or 4 days. And I think to myself, how on earth did they do that? It makes my wrist ache. I lose interest so quickly. I'm terrible at getting so far up a project and then wanting to start something else. When I used to I was a dental nurse for a lot of years, and when I used to work with all the girls at the surgery, we used to knit at work in our dinner hour, and we used to have a laugh and a joke, because they all used to say to me I'd got cast on syndrome. I was only happy if I was casting on a new project, and it's quite true that. I do eventually get to finish everything, but sometimes it can be here for 12 months, and it shouldn't be like that, really, should it? But I shouldn't stress myself over it, because it's all fun, isn't it? It's supposed to be fun. So yeah, so that's my socks. This is what I'll show you next. I'm really pleased with this, and again, this is slow going, but I'm getting there. This is my Full of Minis hat by Barbara. I don't know how to pronounce the second name. Nelawico. Barbara Nelawico. Nelawico. She's Knitting I Love. Barbara Nelawico, aka Knitting I Love. She has a YouTube channel, and she has an Etsy shop. No, she doesn't have an Etsy shop. She's got a website. So yeah, if you want to go over and have a look, this is it. And this is how far I've got. I am liking it. I wish I could put it on my head to show you, but obviously I can't. So I'm up to now, oops, drop my stitch marker. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on 10. So after 9, I don't even know what they call these. After 9 tucks, because you have to sort of tuck it under. You have to pick the stitch up from 10 rows below, and it sort of gives it that fold. Anyway, after 9 tucks, you then have to go on a bigger needle and you only have to knit 8 rows instead of 10. So yeah, that's how far I've got with that. And like I said, really enjoying making it. This is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm thinking I've got so much of the yarn left that everybody, you know, I did a swap with. I've got so much of the yarn left that I think I'm going to, when I've made this, or finish making this, I'm going to make Tim one. Tim wants one of these, and then I'm going to try and do another one for myself. I've got a couple of really nice faux fur pom-poms that I bought, oh, maybe 6 months ago, that I'm hoping that I'll get. I think the pink one will look nice on this. I think any colour would look nice on that, really, wouldn't it? Because it's, you know, just full of minis. I just love it. And I'm knitting that on the Knit Pro Zings. And again, these are really good needles. They've got really sharp points. Or not really, but you know, they've got a good sharp point on them, which is good when you're picking up the stitch 10 rows below. So yeah, that's what I'm knitting those on. So that's that. I'm hoping that some of these are going to be finished very soon. And then a couple of things that I accidentally cast on. I'm knitting the Whitmore sweater. I've only printed off the first, I printed off the first 2 or 3 pages just to get all the information, you know, knowing how much yarn I needed and size I was doing. But this is the Whitmore sweater by Amy Loudon of Taylor S Studio. Now, I am not a massive lover of doing big garments. I get fed up of doing very big garments. So for me to do this, I was very reluctant, I'm going to be honest, I was very reluctant to spend the amount of money that it would have needed for my size until I'd tried it out and I thought I would like it. So I've done it on, I've done it in the Stylecraft Special DK. And the colourway is Mushroom. And I've just used the Millward standard circular needles. Didn't go into any expense. I just wanted something so I could get going on it. And it's in this. I told you I went out and met Lindsay. Well, this was the bag that Lindsay gave me. She did this because when I was at Katie's, I made a pouch for my crochet hooks. If you just wait there, I'll go and get it. It's actually, oh no, it's not here. I don't know where it is. But if you just bear with me, I'll go and see if I can. Sorry about that, I found it. So I made, when I stayed at Katie's, a pouch. It's just like a notions pouch for my crochet hooks and bits and bats and notions. So she made me, she had some of the fabric, so she made me a matching bag. Isn't that lovely? So this is what is housing my Whitmore sweater. So here we are. It's very difficult to show it to you actually because of how it is on the needles. I haven't got very far because again I started it and then one thing and another happened and I didn't get. But I think I'm about 26 rows into the pattern, 25, 26 rows into the pattern, but I'm a bit concerned about it being round my neck here. I don't like anything here, so I'm a little bit concerned about it being there, but I'm absolutely loving making it. It's really enjoyable. The pattern is just so well written. It really is. And I didn't know that Amy from Taylor S Studio was also Dandelion and Dogwood. I'm not 100% sure whether Amy is Dandelion and Dogwood. I will have to look at that. But if anybody knows, will you let me know? But I'm sure that Susan said that is who it is. Amy is from Dandelion and Dogwood. So yeah, so I started this. To be fair, once I'd got going and I realised how much I was going to love it, I was a bit upset that I didn't go for a little bit more of an expensive yarn, but you know, for me to practice on, I think it's okay. And Stylecraft is not, you know, it's not a bad yarn. It's quite a nice acrylic yarn. It's the colour. Oh, look at that! Isn't that just gorgeous? Let me move that. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm really hoping to get some work done on this. And the thing is, with all what's going on at the moment, this coronavirus, if we are all having to self-isolate and confine ourselves to our home, us knitters and crocheters we're born for this, aren't we? We're prepared for it. So yeah, hopefully, if that's you know what does happen, I'll be able to get quite a lot done. So that is my Whitmore sweater by Amy Loudon. In my gorgeous bag by Lindsay. Thanks, Lindsay. And then the next thing, I started this at weekend, and it's called The Jagged Little Wrap, and it's designed by Sam Hermes of Little Bud Creations, and it's a crocheted one. I am using King Cole Beaches DK, and I am doing it on a 5mm crochet hook, and that one's a Clover Amour. I love crocheting. Crocheting is my thing. I do enjoy crocheting more than anything else. Anyway, so I started this. When did I start this? Excuse me. I started this Friday night. So I did all Friday night and a little bit of Saturday morning. And to be fair, I haven't picked it up since. But it is such a lovely make. And this yarn, how nice is that? This yarn is, it's just such a lovely yarn. That's one of the stitch markers Tim made me. Crafty Cleggs. I didn't think I'd like it at first, because if I'm honest, when I first started doing it, it's quite a, I don't know how to describe it, flimsy, if you like. It's a flimsy yarn. But once I got going, you can just imagine that there's going to be a gorgeous drape on it. And it will be a really, I mean, I'll probably finish that in the next couple of days, because I'm going to sit this afternoon, I think. I've got a couple of parcels I need to post out at the post office. And then this afternoon, the sun is beaming down here in the northwest at the moment. So this afternoon I've decided I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to make a nice cup of tea, have some soup for lunch, and I'm going to sit with my feet up and do some crocheting. I'm going to try and really, you know, buckle down and get a lot done this week with me crafting. Because again, that does get me down when I've got all these things and I think I should be doing them. And so yeah, I'm going to try and get a few things finished. So that is my Jagged Little Wrap, and I love it. Absolutely love it, and love the yarn, and it's in my favourite, as everybody hopefully knows, Cat in the Hat bag. So them are what I've got going at the moment. I'd probably say out of everything there, my favourite at the moment is my Whitmore sweater, and my least favourite is my socks. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody said to me, "I'll finish them for you," I'd throw them at them and let them have them willingly. But you know, that's not going to happen. Nobody I know loves making socks. Sue makes some nice socks. Sue's just done a really nice sock. But yeah. Anyway. So, them are my works in progress. Bear with me while I put this back, because you know what it's like. Take a crochet hook out. I do. Take it out of my bag. Forget. I think I'll just borrow this out of here. 4 weeks later when I go back, completely forgot what hook I was using. Right, so I've got one thing to show you. I've had a gift this week off Tim. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, and Tim always buys me a gift for Mother's Day. I know I'm not his mum, but he does always buy me a gift for Mother's Day. And I've been wanting and needing, really, especially since I've started using quite a lot more now than I normally do of what I would consider a luxury yarn for me. And obviously you need a winder and a swift to, you know, ball them up, not skein them up, put them in, I don't know, cake them up. They call them cakes, don't they? So Tim has bought me a swift. Obviously I can't get it out and show it you all, but I just wanted to show you. I was so excited when it came. I'm going to have a play with this afternoon. So he's bought me my very own swift. And you can smell the wood. Oh, it smells delightful. So once I've got it set up, I'm hoping to set it up in my craft room over this way. Once I've got it set up, I will take a little video and show you all. So yeah, that was an early Mother's Day present from Tim. And I did say if you wanted to take it and wrap it up, you could do, but he said no, so just have it if you want it. So yeah, I was really excited about that, because what I've been doing, I've got a ball winder, is that what you call it, a wool winder, but Tim's had to hold the yarn, you know, the old-fashioned way, like I used to do for my mum, like this. He's had to hold it for me while I wind it, which is fine, but you know, if he's not around and I want to use something, it's a bit, well, annoying. So yeah, that was my Mother's Day present. I just wanted to also give a shout out to Tim, my little darling husband. I have started stocking quite a lot of different stitch markers, and Tim is Tim's the stitch marker man. Tim used to be a jeweller, and so obviously he's quite comfortable with making all these things up. So Tim is my stitch marker man. So thank you very much, Tim. So if ever you get stitch markers, if you've ordered them from me, if ever you do get them, just think about Tim. Tim sits there normally on a Sunday, all day, did do yesterday, and put me tons and tons of different stitch markers together, puts them up in like little matching sets. He's the one that orders all the stitch markers, all the O-rings and the clasps, and yeah, he does it all. So thank you very much for that, Tim. Right, and so that's it really. I haven't got anything else to share with you, other than I have, you know, been making bags for my shop, which brings me nicely onto the shop update. I have popped some new bags in my shop and some new stitch markers. And I will show you a few of them that I've got here. I don't even know if I've got this one in yet. I don't think I've put this one in yet. This is one I made yesterday. And I've never worked, oh excuse me, I've got itchy nose. I've never worked with corduroy. Let me just get rid of that. It's annoying me on my phone. I've never worked with corduroy before, and so this is corduroy. This is a Moda fabric, and I've got it lined with bee fabric. I don't know what this fabric is, to be fair, so there's no point in me telling you. So yeah, this is going in my shop. It's got the stoppers on the end, and this is like a leather bound drawstring. We've got little stitch marker. You can see the theme there, can't you? Bees. I love bees. And then we've got a little bee stamp on the back. So there's that one to go in. And then I've done, just with Easter being round the corner, I just thought I'd do a couple of Easter ones. This is the first one I've done. This is my Peter Rabbit. And that one's got a green lining. And I've also made a little notions pouch to go with that. So that's another one that's in the shop. Then I absolutely love this fabric. It is so bold and bright and absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I bought this fabric when I was in Frome. So yeah, that's I think it's probably, I think it's a 10x10 this one, I'm not sure. Anyway, there's that one, and it's lined with a Moda gold spot, and again that one's got the it's not leather, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's got a really nice, I don't know if you can see that, cord drawstring, and I also made a matching Notions pouch to go with that. It's all lined in the same fabric. Then I made this one. This is a Tilda fabric with a pliqued pair of socks on the front, ideal for sock knitting. And it's lined in Tilda tea towel cotton fabric, and that one's got a nylon drawstring. So that's nice. I have got a matching DPN holder with that, but unfortunately I have run out of the cream snaps. So I will get them sorted tomorrow and get that in the shop. I'll either do it as a set or put it in separate. In fact, no, I think I'll probably put it in separate because this is in the shop already. So yeah, that will go in the shop tomorrow. And then I'm just in the middle of making, I absolutely love this fabric. I'm just in the middle of making quite a big, this is going to be another drawstring bag, but it's quite a big one, this. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Is that not gorgeous with all the fairies on? I love how deep the purple is, but that's, I've only just made the bag. It's not nowhere near finished yet. So yeah, that's another one I'm in the middle of making, which I absolutely love, which hopefully that will be in the shop in the next couple of days. In fact, I'll try and get that in the shop for tomorrow. So there's that one. And then, like I say, Tim does all the buying of the stitch markers, and he's really good with what he chooses. I love it. I mean, I know everybody has not got the same taste, but I love what he buys. And he's bought these little tiny cat stitch markers. Again, I don't know as if you'll be able to focus. Look at that. And it's got a bell on it. So we've got some of those in the shop. Oh, how adorable is that? And then there's the bigger one, and this again has got a bell on it. So those are in the shop as well. I will put the link to the Etsy shop in the description box below if anybody wants to pop over and have a look. And that's all for in the shop, really. There was I wanted to just quickly have a chat because I wanted to get some feedback. I mean, I am absolutely loving making my bags and my stitch markers and a couple of little bits and pieces and popping them in my shop. I really am enjoying the shop and everything about it. And Tim and I was talking the other day about advent calendars. Now, I know that there's so many people out there that do advent calendars, and mine would be nowhere near on the scale that theirs is. But Tim and I was talking about maybe doing an advent calendar for 2020. And all I'm asking is if anybody might be interested, because obviously it's quite a big undertaking, and I don't want to sort of overdo it if nobody is going to be, you know, wanting to have one or interested or whatever you want to call it. And I was thinking what I'd like to put in my advent. I want to keep it to, obviously, I want it to be a nice advent calendar with different things in, but I don't want it to be like a majorly over expensive one because, you know, at that time of year, things are just really, really expensive, aren't they? Anyway, I was thinking maybe I would do a project bag. I'd make a project bag, and I've got a couple, I'm having talks at the moment, or discussions, and we're going backwards and forwards with 2 or 3 different indie dyers who are going to, I'm hoping, dye me 100 gram skein of yarn. And then I didn't know whether to do like 24 stitch markers, mix it up and do half stitch markers, half other ideas, you know, gift ideas that's all maybe related round knitting, crocheting. What I'd like, if you would, if anybody is interested or could give me any feedback of anything that they might be interested in, I would really, really appreciate that. Because if I am going to do an advent, I think I'm going to, well, I am going to do an advent, but I have to sort of start, well, we've started, because it takes a while, and we want to make sure that we get it all right, and it's all ready. Well, it's all ready and perfect for you when it's time to post it out. Anyway, just let me know what you think in the description box below. If anybody is interested, I would really appreciate some feedback. So other than that, I've got nothing else to tell you. Just before I go though, I wanted to just, I don't know what you call it, share the love, mention this lady. I was flipping through Instagram yesterday, and Barbara from Knitting I Love had put on her feed about this lady, Melanie Berg, and she, just to spread the love with all what's going on with the coronavirus and one thing and another, had put 2 free patterns on her Ravelry. So I just wanted to show you what she'd put on, maybe then you could go and get them and give her a shout out. She's called Melanie Berg, and her mittens are the rainy day mittens, and these are all free patterns. Thank you so much, Melanie. I've actually downloaded it and printed them off. I absolutely love them and will be making some of these. So there's free mittens, and then there's a free hat pattern as well. And I've flicked through the pattern, really nicely written. So it's the rainy day hat and the rainy day mitts, and it's Melanie Berg. So please do go and check her out and just say hello, and I don't know, just share the love a little. And for now, that's it. I hope you all stay safe. Do be careful, look after each other, and I will see you in about 2 weeks' time. Thank you for watching. Bye.